Good night, Shabbos, from Friday into Erev Shabbos. Welcome back. Thank you, Rabbi. Sponsored with friends. Mending Kippur Fishermen, the Swiss Parties of Kippur Fiddle, and Rabbi John Zach, and Yaakov Frieden, David Aryeh. It's time to turn Friday from Friday the mundane into Friday the Hail of the Erev Shabbos, the countdown, the count up. We're about to enter a period of the 3 weeks. We're about to enter a period of sadness, of tragedy, of loss. Shabbos is that place of refuge within that sad time. Shabbos is what lifts us. Shabbos is what gives us that impression of possibility. Shabbos lets us know what is coming. It's a beautiful tefillah that some say Friday night, Shalom Aleichem, and before Eshes Chayil, they say the beautiful, beautiful tefillah, Ribono, Ribon Kol HaOlamim, Master of all worlds. Help us prepare, help us get ready, help us open the door, help us see the glory of who you are and who we can become. And in that context, in our longing, we ask Hashem, mitoch osher v'chavod. It's a beautiful song. V'zakeni lekabel Shabbosos. May we merit to receive Shabbos mitoch rov simcha. You can only receive Shabbos from the context of simcha. Simcha. Even though Rosh Chodesh Av, even though the 9 days mema'atin b'simcha, we lower the level of simcha, but you can never extinguish or turn off the simcha altogether. A Jew has to be tamid b'simcha. You have to be happy. A happy atmosphere, a happy attitude, a happy disposition, a happy demeanor, a happy greeting, a happy and joyful approach and attitude. You can only be Mekabel Shabbos. Shabbos can only truly be received. You can only be Mekabel Shabbos, mitoch rov simcha, from a place of abundant joy. Umitoch osher v'chavod, has to be from a place of wealth and honor. And herein lies the question. What do you mean mitoch osher v'chavod? What do you mean you accept Shabbos from wealth and honor? I thought those are attributes or concepts that we disdain, that we reject, that we run away from. What do you mean that on Friday, we're turning Friday into Erev Shabbos, we only receive Shabbos from a place of osher, from a place of wealth and a place of honor? So perhaps you can understand kavod a little bit differently. Kavod doesn't mean our honor, our glory. We know that in fact, Balak and Bilam, in our parsha, that was the kryptonite that compromised. Their corruption came from all they cared about was honor and glory and their name and their reputation, and it brought about their demise. Person who pursues honor, honor runs away from them. Person who is consumed by honor, it's one of the three things that removes a person from the world altogether. So what does it mean, mitoch kavod? What does it mean you receive Shabbos mitoch kavod? And maybe the answer is that the kavod that we're seeking is not our kavod. El mitoch osher v'kavod means kavod Shabbos, that a person who understands the primacy, the significance, the centrality, a person who appreciates and understands the beauty of Shabbos, that's kavod Shabbos. If you live life with Kavod Shabbos doesn't begin when you light candles Friday night. Kavod Shabbos doesn't even begin on Friday when you cook or set the table. Kavod Shabbos is all week long. Kavod Shabbos is all week long. When each thing we see, we say, L'Kavod Shabbos Kodesh, the Ramban, Hayom Yom Rishon b'Shabbos, Sheni b'Shabbos, Shlish b'Shabbos. We fulfill the mitzvah of remembering Shabbos not only with Kiddush Friday night, we fulfill that mitzvah when we remember Shabbos all week long. Who are we having? What are we cooking? What is the menu? Which menu are we davening at? What Dvar Torah do we have prepared? What story are we going to tell? When we put in the energy and the effort, when we prepare for Shabbos, when we think about Shabbos all week long, we give Shabbos that kavod. Mitoch kavod doesn't mean our kavod, our honor, our glory. It doesn't mean that people are impressed by what we provide or what we have, but maybe mitoch kavod. And the same thing mitoch osher. Osher doesn't mean the wealth, as in the wealth measured by the expense of the crystal and the silverware and the china, by the delicacies. The wealth means the wealth, the way we see Shabbos, the way we see Shabbos. Rav Soloveitchik describes that in Warsaw. When he was in Warsaw, every block there were multiple shuls, and as Shabbos ended, he found himself in a Majid or Shtibel. And there was Yankel, and he asked Yankel, knew they're singing, B'nei Heichala, Mizmo David, you did Nefesh, Shabbos was never ending. So he turns to this person whom he thought he didn't know, and he said, "No, when does Shabbos end? How many songs are we going to sing? Is it almost over?" And he turned to the Rav, who was a young man at the time, and he said, "It's me, Yankel, the porter. You don't recognize me?" And Rav Soloveitchik described that all week long Yankel was a poor porter. He carried and he schlepped, and he was disheveled, and he was indigent, and he was poor. And here he was on Shabbos wearing his bekesh and his shtreimel. And the Rav described the bekesh had more holes than it had cloth. And yet, he was so regal and he was so royal. Yankel the porter was transformed into Yankel the prince. Shabbos has the capacity to give osher b'chavod. And he turned to the Rav, by the way, and he said to him, "Do you love the weekday so much that you can't wait for Shabbos to end? Do you love the weekday so much that you can't wait to get back to it? You can't wait for Shabbos to end. What a message and what a lesson. But I think maybe that's what it means. Mitoch osher v'chavod. The mitoch kavod is the kavod Shabbos. Are we thinking about Shabbos? Are we thoughtful for Shabbos? Do we honor Shabbos? Are we wearing clothing big day Shabbos? Is our speech elevated for Shabbos? Do we show the respect and the honor through our preparation, through our dress, through our speech, through our topics of conversation? And mitoch osher, are we elevated? Do we transform our entire demeanor? Do we put on our Shabbos panim, that whatever challenge, whatever struggle, and whatever form of poverty we face all week, maybe spiritual or otherwise, that Shabbos comes mitoch osher v'kavod. The osher of Shabbos, mitoch osher, the osher is the wealth and the beauty. We should be zocha, mitoch osher v'kavod. We should be mekabel Shabbos and feel Shabbos with the kavod, the weightiness. Kavod comes from kaved, weighty and heavy. The weightiness and the heaviness and the holiness of Shabbos on osher. We should feel wealthy and rich. If we have a Shabbos table, if we're invited to someone else's Shabbos table, if we have Shabbos neshul, if we have a Shabbos, the holy Shabbos we can immerse ourselves in, it elevates us. Wow, we are wealthy. Wishing everyone a holy, a happy, and a healthy Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos.